The Fat Controller had recently decided to extend Duck's branch line further north of the island. The line ran right along the coast, and precautions had to be put in place to ensure that the rocky facings were safe. Henry had been helping to deliver exports along the line, and Percy had been busier than ever with the post train. But recently, mist from the sea had coated the island, and Percy was running late because of it.
Got to hurry! Oh dear, I hope I'm not late to meet Henry in his train.
Henry was waiting impatiently for him at the station.
You're late. Turning up at a time like this won't bode well with the Fat Controller.
It's not my fault, Henry.
Of course it's your fault. You're so used to taking your time with the post train. Well, let me tell you something. Letters and parcels aren't passengers. They're important and need to arrive on time.
For your information, Bossy Boiler, the post train does arrive on time, and the mist.
The mist? Pah! Anyway, I can't sit here and chat. I've got time to make up for.
Oh, that Henry. He can do us a favour and get lost in that mist.
That's enough, Percy. We'll try and impress the Fat Controller tomorrow. But for now, we'll head home and get a good night's rest.
Early next morning, Percy was feeling much happier as he set out to the harbour to collect the post train. The sea air was cold and crisp, but Percy was determined to be right on time.
Here we are, driver, and early too.
Well done, Percy. Hopefully we'll have a good run today.
And I'll show that Henry how important the post train is, and how reliable I can really be.
Soon, Percy's train was loaded with letters and parcels, and with a blow from the guard's whistle, the mail train was ready to depart the busy harbour.
Hurrah, we're off! Hurrah, we're off! Come along now, come along!
Meanwhile, Henry was chuntering about the yard collecting his trucks, which were meant to be taken up the new line.
Fancy Percy making you late. You should tell the Fat Controller.
No time for gossip, James, and I certainly have no time for you holding me up today either.
Huh. Well, get a move on if you're in such a hurry. But I'd take care along the coast if I were you. A nasty fog is due.
Just like Percy you are. You can't let weather stop you doing your jobs. The Fat Controller depends on me to be on time.
You're one to talk, Henry. Or have you become so conceited you can't remember who you are?
Are we ready yet?
Good luck to you. Hope it rains on you. No, pause. Get some sense into that thick boiler of yours.
Soon Henry was flying along the line and making good time. The signals ahead beamed green as they passed through the junction and onto the coastal run. But as Henry ventured further, his driver noticed a small rock slide across the line and applied the brakes.
Look out, Henry!
Oh, goodness! Bother! It'll take some time to get these trucks going again.
Never mind that. The bad weather must have loosened the earth. We'll need help to move those rocks before we can go anywhere. I'd best inform the signalman.
The driver headed for the signal box. But by now a thick mist had rolled so far in from the sea that Henry and his train could hardly be seen.
Oh, bother.
Meanwhile, Percy was enjoying himself enormously. He was making good time, and looking forward to boasting about it to Henry.
Now I'll show that Henry who takes their time I can be just as reliable as him.
As Percy thundered along the coast, a signal suddenly changed to danger, but neither driver nor fireman had noticed, until it was too late.
Look out, Percy!
His driver applied the brakes, but...
Horrors! I can't stop!
By the time the mist had cleared, Duck had arrived with the breakdown crane and the Fat Controller.
I'm sorry, sir. I must have been running too fast to notice the warning signal.
The accident wasn't your fault, Percy. Bad weather caused this crash. I, however, shall need to send you to the works for repair and find another engine to help.
I suppose you're annoyed that I'm early now.
I'm sorry I got cross. You were perhaps a little too on-time today. But sometimes delays like these can't be helped. So, let's get you to the works. After all, a driver says green engines must always look their finest when being really useful.
Percy, who was actually now all shades of dirt and dust, couldn't agree more.